What is up, comic fam? And welcome to the Legion of Comics. This is another new comic book day video, and this is for June 2nd. There's a lot of good stuff coming out, so let's not waste any time. Let's get right into it. But first, check this out. All right, real quick, guys, go ahead and like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I am in the middle of running an 800 subscriber double giveaway contest. If you haven't checked that out, you can go back on my channel and find the 800 subscriber video. Watch that video. You can find out how to enter to win and what all the prizes are. It's a little bit different this time, but there's a lot of good stuff that can be won and a lot of other cool channels that are being spotlighted in the process. So be sure to go ahead and let everyone know about the channel. Tell them to go check it out. Let them jump in on the fun. And of course, I want to invite everyone to come join every Sunday night at 9 p.m. Eastern for a spoiler-filled look back on all these comics where we talk about them and review them. We have a good time. Invite everybody. Make sure you show up yourself. You don't want to miss out because fandom happens here. And if you haven't already, be sure to check out my secondary Instagram page listed right there. It's also in the description of this video. If you're looking to buy any comics, if you don't see them on there, feel free to reach out. Nothing crazy. It's a lot of filler issues and no crazy prices. There's a lot of good stuff up there. You can always direct message the page if you want to know about anything specific. All right, now that that's out of the way. So we have another really good comic book week. There's not as many books as last week, but there's a lot of good stuff that I'm looking forward to reading. And jumping right into it, we do have Batman issue 109. Now, this one I'm not too excited about. I haven't been impressed so far with Tynan's run, but hopefully, I keep saying this, but maybe we'll start getting to the story and quit introducing more story. But so continuing the whole magistrate thing, we're supposed to get that first confrontation with Peacekeeper #1 in this. It also has a backup story of the Ghostmaker, as the last few issues have, and it's commanding a $4.99 price tag. Next up, and this is an amazing cover, in my opinion. This is Justice League number 62. So it's continuing the story arc with Naomi and going to her home world and dealing with Brutus. So just kind of picking up where that left off, but more excited than that. I'm excited about the Justice League Dark story in the backup that Ron B is writing. He's been doing a fantastic job. It's just an amazing story. He just handles those characters beautifully. And this is also bringing home a $4.99 price tag. Next up, super excited about this, especially after that last issue. And it's none other than the Immortal Hulk issue number 47 by Al Ewing. So we get Hulk versus the Avengers round 2 for the Immortal run. Last time Hulk just decimated them. This time Thor's kind of God leveled out even more, but Hulk is too. So I'm hoping he just decimates him again. I'm really excited about it. We've got this issue, 48, 49. We got 4 issues counting this one left. It ends at 50. That is confirmed now. It is done at issue 50. So if you haven't been reading it, I suggest picking up 46 and just running it out to the end. Just watch the big finale, man. It's going to be epic. Next up, we have from Tom King, Batman Catwoman, issue number 5. So we're continuing the story with Batman dead. Catwoman's done killed the Joker. And we're kind of playing into a couple different timelines and seeing how we got to that event with the Phantasm woven in there. And I've just been really enjoying this. It's been one of the better Bat titles out there. There's so many right now, but between Batman the Detective and this, I could leave the rest, to be honest with you. Next up from Ron V, we also have Swamp Thing number 4 of 10. So in that last issue, he went down into the green to go find his pseudo-girlfriend, found Poison Ivy as well as just Ivy. And he also ran into none other than Alec Holland himself down there. So hopefully he's going to be like a mentor to him. And we did see him kind of constituting himself more into a finite shape and version of Swamp Thing instead of just kind of so abstract looking. So I'm excited to see how they're going to continue Levi's growth into the character of Swamp Thing. Next up, another one that's been consistently awesome across the board is Suicide Squad, issue number 4. And this is an amazing cover. You got Amanda Waller typing on the computer in Red X with his weapon to her throat. So as you know, that they've been tying in with Teen Titans Academy the past few issues, and we've been getting this whole who is Red X thing going on over there, and we still haven't gotten any answers to that. We just know that he was in Amanda Waller's pocket. So maybe they'll get into why and how that all came to be. And can't even pinpoint his age anymore, but based on his fighting ability and how he just kind of just dominates everyone, I've pretty much ruled out Clown Hunter being him, even though that was like my fan favorite theory for a while. Next up, also from DC Comics, issue number 4 of 6 of the Crime Syndicate. This has been really fun. It's just a 6-issue story arc. The first 3 issues kind of seem like a mini arc inside of the 6 issues where they kind of just dealt with Starro. And now that the whole confrontation with Starro is what brought this team together, I'm excited to see where they're going to take it from here. We got Power Ring focused right there in the center of the cover. The last three have had they're not extended backup stories, but they've included like the origin of Ultraman, Owlman, as well as Superwoman. So maybe they'll do that for Power Ring in this one. They've all been really good so far. Next up from John Ridley, we have issue number 3 out of 4 for the next Batman Second Son. Now, this hasn't been bad. As the last thing it's been is a Batman story, though. It's really just a fallout of the Fox family coming into money and Jace returning home. That's really all that it's been. So seeing him and how he gets along with his family, like kind of coming to terms with that being what it is, it's okay for that. But it had me like expecting something else. But for finding out what it is, I'm fine with it, knowing that we were going to be getting the I Am Batman storyline where it's like actually Jace becoming Batman and being Batman. So I'm excited to get to there. So this is going to be I'm going to appreciate that I've read this and have this foundation by the time I get to the I Am Batman stuff. So the artwork kind of hit or miss with me. The artwork looks great. It's the colors that I don't really necessarily care for on it, but it's been all right. It's not any Batman to it. Not even the next Batman. Issue number 3 was the last issue. This came out. Absolutely loved it. Snake Eyes versus Batman. It was so fun, but Batman Fortnite 0. Number 4 is coming out. I have zero expectations or hope for it like I did for the first two. And there's no way they're going to top that Snake Eyes issue. Ain't going to happen. But this has been a fun read. I'm not familiar with Fortnite. I still have all the codes to the ones I've picked up. I still have them. If you're interested or need codes or want codes or play Fortnite, reach out to me on Instagram and work something out and get them to you. Next up, this is a big one right here. This is Nice House on the Lake, issue number 1 from DC Comics under their Black Label banner. And James Tynion IV is writing this. And this is actually a creator-owned property coming from DC Comics. So they're taking the same thing that they do with indie comics like Image, where Tynion is still going to be owning and retaining the rights to these characters. So I've been avoiding the synopsis and the plot for this. I want to go into it completely blind and just enjoy a horror comic from DC Comics written by James Tynion, because this is really his specialty. So I'm expecting it to be really good. Don't want to have any expectations going into it on the story or the plot or anything, but there are some amazing variants. There's a bunch of them out there, but of course I'm going to spotlight when they come out. But John Jang dropped a trilogy of awesomeness through Comics Elite. And there's the trade dress, the minimal trade dress, as well as the Virgin variant. And all 3 of those bad boys are on the way to me as we speak. So be sure to check out the alternate covers out there. But I will be getting the cover A and reading it, and then just adding these to my hashtag Jangang collection. And then I'll also be picking up, not from my LCS and who knows when, because how Bad Idea does stuff, but the final issue of ENIAC is coming out, as well as Tankers number 2. So those will show up someday, somehow, some way, and I'll read them and talk about them on That Week's In after the fact. So that's all that's in my pool box for this week. Not as much as normal, but it's not a light week, but there's a lot of other books coming out that are worth mentioning. Let's take a look at a few of those. We have the franchise ASM number 67, as well as X-Force number 20. We also have the Hellfire Club Gala starting with Marauders number 21. Hellions number 12 is coming out. We've got Noctera number 4, Deadly Class number 46. Then we have Savage Avengers number 21. And then we're getting our first Iron Man annual since Chris Cantwell took over the series. I did look, Cantwell's not writing this annual, and I have been picking up the Cantwell run of Iron Man. Very underwhelmed, so I'm on the fence if I'm going to get this annual. I'll probably end up getting it. It'll probably be in my box because I'm subbed up to the series. But yeah, I'm like 2 issues behind on it because it just stopped interesting me. But next up, we have Heroes Reborn issue 5, Nonstop Spider-Man number 3. Then we have it's finally starting. The War of the Bounty Hunters is finally kicking off after we've got like 6-8 books now from the Star Wars universe with the War of the Bounty Hunters Prelude trade dress on it. We're finally getting issue number 1. So when it's all said and done, I think there's going to be like around 30, give or take, actual tie-in books to this whole War of the Bounty Hunters event that's happening. So I'm not picking them up, not reading them. It's a lot to dive into. And I've heard yes and no things about them, that the tie-ins aren't necessary, that the first Prelude book was interesting, but who knows. But issue number 3 of Green Lantern is coming out this week as well. And then we have, I think I already have that one on there. Sorry about that, guys. Then we have Firepower, issue number 12, as well as Black Cat number 7. And then we have Iron Fist number 6. And from the Heroes Reborn stuff, American Knights number 1. And it's become very apparent that these Heroes Reborn are intentional knockoff of DC comic books. Like you saw the Wonder Woman cover, straight up Wonder Woman cover. You've seen all kinds of ripoffs, intentional ripoffs, have you? But this looks like a Jim Gordon ripoff right there on the cover. But then we have Wonder Woman issue number 4, and then Batman the Animated Series is getting a season 2. So this is a issue number 1 for Batman the Animated Series season 2. And then we have a couple of number 1s to pay attention to. One from Boom Studios, which we know Boom is doing big things, but we have Basilisk issue number 1, and then from DC Comics we have Crush and Lobo. So spinning out of the pages of Teen Titans Academy, we watch Crush leave the team after the confrontation with the Suicide Squad and dip out. So hopefully this will be picking up and carrying on from where she went. And this is another one I'm on the fence about because I love me some Lobo, but don't know what they're doing with this series. So I'm probably going to just read a digital copy first and see if it's something that I might want to pick up after the fact. And then finally, because, you know, he's my brother from the Great White North, we have the Comic Vet's favorite book coming out this week, without a doubt, is The North Force. This is literally his dream team. You see that? They're all wearing the Canadian shirts on there. He's a big Larson fan. You got Savage Dragon right there rocking the Canadian flag. This screams Comic Vet. If you don't know the Comic Vet, I don't know what you're doing. Go check out his channel, sub him up, and drop a hashtag, what's a hockey bag? He will understand and appreciate you for that. And then coming out of Aftershock Comics, excited about this one right here, Out of Body, issue number 1. Also on the fence if I want to pick it up or not. Inaki Miranda is crushing that cover as well as doing big things with the interiors. He's not writing yet. I was hoping him and his brother were writing another book, but he's just working on the art on this one. But I'm planning on checking this out. I'm not sure if I'm going to pick it up or not, but Aftershock's starting to do bigger things too, so it's definitely worth looking at. If you're specking hard on indies, it's a must pick up. But I'm not. I just want to read something good, so I might pick it up. It seems like a lighter week than average. We'll see. But let me know in the comments what you guys plan on picking up. If you haven't entered my 800 subscriber contest, go back and enter it. There's a lot of good stuff. Be sure to listen to the rules. It requires 2 different hashtags in order to be entered to win. It's nothing complicated. Just got to put the right hashtag in there so that when I run the random comment generator, it picks up your entry. So if you want to know what my number 1 hot pick for this week is going to be sure, again, to go over and check out the Comic Vet. Every Sunday, he drops a video, 2 cool guys, 2 hot picks, where him and I both pick one book coming out this coming week and spotlight it and let you know why we think you should consider picking it up, whether it be for story, cover, spec, whatever. And also, I'd like to thank Paul and Donna at the Augusta Book Exchange. They're the keepers of my comics, the guardians of my pool box. They always make sure that everything I'm looking for is safe and secure and waiting on me when I get there every week. So I appreciate it, guys. I'm trying not to drag this video out. I know everyone has stuff to do. But, yeah, enter that contest. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Hit that notification bell. You don't want to miss when future content drops. And be sure to stop by the channel tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Eastern Time for At Week's End, where I'll be joined by the Comic Vet and the Cosmic Campfire Ryan. If he's back in town, he is on a little trip, and I'm not going to expect him to come back from family vacation and come hang out with us. But anyways, hopefully he'll be there. If not, it'll still go down. We'll get some people in there. And as always, guys, I'm Mark, but we are Legion.